So we're here at the end of Government 2.0 camp in LA, and with me is Lovisa Williams from the State Department. Can you tell me a bit about what happened this weekend and why it's important?
Sure. Probably the best way to start is really talking about why we did this. I don't think we've probably spent enough time explaining that to people. Part of it came from frustration. Probably a lot of the decisions we made in planning this event were based on frustration. Frustration because we didn't feel we were getting what we wanted out of the events we've attended, whether it be a camp, whether it be a conference. We thought there were conversations that needed to happen that weren't. We were getting a little tired of hearing the same thing or not feeling like we were making any progress. So one of the things we really tried to focus on was how do we structure an event that would allow us to have real outcomes and have real focus, and yet still give this really nice free flow organic nature that a camp brings to an event. And so we called it a camp, and yet we really talk about it as being more of a hybrid. So we try to take the best of both models, the conference model and the unconference model or camp model, to really bring something together that was going to be new and interesting and kind of address some of these issues. So we structured these things and through the discussion realized that, well, something that's missing that might help is we don't have any real direction as a community. It's not that people aren't doing amazing things, they are. We've now evolved to a point where we have some real track record in a lot of different areas. We're starting to really talk about how do we measure success. So it's a good time to start saying, okay, we know what this field looks like. We know what's out there. We know what the tools are. How do we move forward? So two ways that we wanted to address that were through the Government 2.0 survey that we put out with Harvard University, the Kennedy School, and Antonio Oftelli, who was talking about not only the results of those surveys, but, well, that's great, we have results, but what does that really mean? And so we said that we wanted to build out a framework of where the community should be going in the future. And where are we today, so that we're making decisions and smart decisions based upon a real direction. It doesn't mean that we have to agree on that direction necessarily, but at least we know what's out there, what that framework looks like, and is there one direction for all of us, or maybe there's 4 or 10. We don't necessarily have all those answers right now, but we have received the initial results. We are looking for more input on that survey. We'll start compiling more of that online. So based on the camp and the sessions that we were doing here, we tried to make sure that all of those sessions would contribute to that framework and that discussion. So what's going to happen next is we will take hopefully everything that everybody here has learned in the past 2 days, ask them and you to come back and contribute to the framework. So we'll put that out on a wiki, and we'll say, you know, now that we have these results from the survey, you've come to this camp, we've hopefully stimulated some new ideas and thoughts, that you can now come in and contribute those back to us and tell us what does that framework look like and where are we going to be going in the future.
Okay. Any high-level takeaways, things you think people accomplished or came away from?
I think one of the things, based on the feedback I've been hearing so far, and of course it's still pretty new. I think it's going to take a little bit of time before it all sort of settles in. But I've heard that it was great that it was at the local level. We really tried to focus on what's happening in California, in LA. What are some of those issues? We also wanted to talk a lot about not just government, but what are other people doing outside of government that maybe can help government as well.
Okay, well, thank you. And look for that wiki online.
Thank you.